Hello, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Stop scrolling. I've got a great show for you today. So make sure that you turn on your sound so you can hear what's going on. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Una Doyle. I'm the founder of creativeflow.tv and I help creative business owners such as photographers, filmmakers, designers, web developers, people like that who work with their heads in the clouds all day for a living. And I help them to get paid better, to grow their businesses, to grow their teams, and to have lots of fun while doing so. Okay, because it's all about working with your natural strengths and abilities. Today's show is all about, will structure stifle my creativity? Okay, thank you for the likes, and please do remember, share this out. We want this to get to as many creatives as possible. I'm really passionate about helping creatives to grow their business and to be happy, healthy and wealthy. I'm sure we all want that. So so today's show, all about will structure stifle my creativity? And this is something that I get from a lot of creators, you know, when they're considering working with me, or we're just talking about what they need to do in order to grow their business and achieve their ambitions and the life that they want to have. And the thing is, I know about this from very personal experience. When I first set up in business, I originally set up as a life coach, and yeah, it was really interesting because I had like some great successes. I spoke at ASDA's HQ to over 2,000 people. I was paid to speak at conferences. I got interviewed on radio and TV about the work I was doing with people to help them to grow their confidence and their self-esteem. But the thing is that, you know, behind the scenes, things were very feast and famine for me. And I would have loads of ideas because, like, I'm like you, I'm a creative person. I'm an actor as well as being a business coach. And yeah, so I would, you know, when something didn't work, I would just go, that's okay, I've got 10 more ideas. And I would just move on to the next idea. I had absolutely no structure about my time and didn't pay very much attention to my finances either, frankly. And the thing is that in learning to address those things, that is what has helped to really transform my results and to give me a business that I'm using in line with the way that I work. So now I am way more focused. Now I follow through on something and I stick to it. And it's a lot easier to do that because rather than getting distracted by, oh, look, there's a shiny, oh, yeah, there's another shiny new object. Oh God, there's all these things that I could do. I'll do all of them. No, you've got to focus. And then that means when you do the things that are right for you, you can actually follow through on them and see them through to the end and get into a cycle of doing the things that work over and over again. Because that was another thing, another, you know, mistake that I made was I would do something that worked and then I'd never repeat it. Because as a creative person, I always wanted to be, well, what's new? What else can I do? That doesn't actually necessarily help your business. So in terms of creativity, this is one of the interesting things as well, is that if you're on this feast and famine cycle, or if maybe you're trying to grow a team but you haven't quite got enough money coming in, or you're finding it hard to attract the right people, the answer is probably a lack of structure. And the great thing is when you structure things properly, that actually gives you the freedom to be more creative, not less. Okay, I always say structure will set you free. So please comment in, you know, pop your views in the comments. Because the thing is I want to hear your views. I'd love to answer your questions if you have any as well. So what is it that stops people embracing creativity, embracing structure around their creativity and their creative businesses? I actually think a lot of it comes down to some fears. So one fear is, oh my God, if I have structure in the way that I operate, then that's going to like really, you know, it's going to be like wearing a straitjacket. I won't be able to be myself. I won't be able to do my best work. So that is one fear that I think stops people. And the thing is, it's about having the right kind of structure and the right amount of structure. I call it the Goldilocks amount of structure. Not too much, not too little. And that enables you to run a successful creative business. I got a comment here, that sounds really paradoxical. Yes, absolutely, structure will set you free. It does sound like it can't possibly be true. But, you know, personally and for my clients, they absolutely have found it to be true. And like, let me give you an example. A client that I worked with who is in music production, and he said that, you know, when we worked on some of the structure around his business, that he actually felt more creative because he was able to totally immerse himself in his creativity because he didn't have all these niggles popping into his head of, oh, I must remember to do this, and oh yeah, I've got such and such to do, and I must tell so-and-so about that. Oh yeah, I've got those emails I need to answer. He didn't have that happening because things were a bit more organised and structured. And so when he did spend time on his creativity, which was planned into his diary, and you can do that in a flexible way. I know, you know, a lot of you will be responding to clients, you know, when you're doing creative services. But there are ways that you can structure your time to really make that work for you. I want to talk as well, though, about two other fears that actually I think come into play as well. And we're going deeper here, so get ready to dive in. And I want you to be honest with yourself, okay? Because it's really easy to kind of gloss over things. And, you know, if you do that, then nothing is going to change. And if you want your creative business to be more successful, then something needs to change. And your business is never going to grow beyond you as the business owner, okay? I'll just let that sink in for a moment. So what are these other fears? Well, I think one of them is that, you know, the fear of, well, what if I get structured? What if I get really focused? And so I have this one area that I'm going to focus on. What if it doesn't work? So, and I think the idea of having kind of 5 to 10 different things going on all at once, and I'm not talking about client projects here, but I'm talking about potential businesses, you know, or businesses that might actually be going, and where your energy is being spread too thin and you don't actually really get to make any of them work properly, that they kind of just tick along, but nothing ever really gets to take off. And so it's like a safety net, okay, that this going, well, I'm not going to structure, I'm not going to focus, then, well, I don't have to be worried about failing because I'm never actually putting all my eggs in one basket. Now, I don't think, you know, there are certain risks that are good to take and there are other risks that aren't. And so there obviously has to be a bit of discrimination and thought about how you do that. So I'm not suggesting that, for instance, you leave your job with no savings and expect, you know, to be, you know, earning enough in it, you know, to live off in a few weeks. That the chances of that happening are pretty slim, okay? So you've got to do things in the right way. But if you already have a load of projects going on and you're earning a bit from this and a bit from that and a bit from this, and it might even be that you have a few different niches within your one business, but you're not actually, you know, going all in on one of them. Trust me, your clients will feel that, and that will make them less likely to want to work with you. So consider that. Are you kind of, you know, having the safety net because you think that is actually working better for you? Think about it. Is it actually working or isn't it? So then the other fear is, what if it works? Now that might sound weird, okay? Another paradoxical thing for you is that if it works, things are going to change. You know, maybe you might be worried about people around you not liking the fact that you are more successful than they. You might have friends or family that, in their best, you know, kind of loving way for you, don't want you to change and don't want, you know, you to maybe kind of move away from them in some way. Or maybe they just think, oh, look, you know, you're taking away my excuses. You know, if you become successful and we come from the same place and the same environment, then what excuse have I got? So there's a whole load of reasons why the people around you might not be so happy with this. But I've got to, you know, ask you, are you happy with the results you're getting? And if you're not, then you've got to do something differently. And actually, if you want things to work, then you are going to have such a positive impact on so many people, you know, in your domain. And then, you know, that could be even life-changing for people. Who knows, you could end up employing people, changing loads of people's lives around the world. I don't know what your dreams are, but I know that if you keep your gifts to yourself, they're not truly gifts. They're only gifts when you give them to other people. So have a think about those two things. And I just really wanted to say, you know, in terms of what structure tends to work, with the people, with myself and with the people that I'm working with, is making sure you have some sort of structure around your time. So I work with clients to put in place what I call a weekly flow framework, and it's flexible because not every week is the same. I know that. I experience that too. But if you have something in place that you can then kind of, fudge around a bit, then that allows you to spend time in all the important areas of your business. And obviously, importantly, a big part of that has got to be you being your creative self and getting to express who you are and getting to do your best work. You want to have some sort of structure and focus in your marketing and the way that you're actually running your business, and how you prioritize, how you strategize, how you manage your tasks and all of that. And the thing is that actually will free you up, because when you get to attract high quality clients, then that allows you to have the money and the resource, and to be able to do your best work, and then to be able to do work that you're really proud of. And of course, money as well. Me not paying attention to money meant I ended up in a bit of a mess. And so, I now have learned not to do that, and I keep a track of things. And also, if you don't have a really clear focus on what you're looking to achieve, and if you're not looking after your money, any money that comes your way is probably going to be either just kind of disappear, or it's going to pay these things you haven't looked after, rather than actually going to pay for the things that you really want in your life. Okay, now whether that's a better home or a better car or more holidays, or you want to be able to be debt free, whatever it is that you want, great. And when you work right with the Goldilocks amount of structure, then you get to create a rhythm for all of this, and this really enhances your creative flow. I just want to share with you, I looked up a quote earlier that I thought was very powerful, and it's by Jim Collins, and he's written, in fact I've got several of his books here, I won't root for them now, but he wrote Built to Last and Good to Great, some really great books around how to grow your business. And he said discipline should amplify creativity rather than stifle it. And in a way, structure does require a little bit of discipline. But if you actually look at all the top creatives around the world, they are disciplined. Yes, they are highly creative and they're disciplined. And in fact, this is one of the things that is definitely true for creative people, is that they can be paradoxical. They can be disciplined and creative at the same time, whereas most people think that you can't do that. So, we have the ability to be able to consider different ideas and different opinions. And if you don't believe me, get the book Creativity and Flow. And no, I can't see it there, so I can't hold it up to you. And it'll be backwards anyway because of Facebook's camera. So Creativity and Flow, and go and read that, and you will see all the different kinds of creative people around the world who actually have been very disciplined in their approach, and that has got them the results that they want. Okay, so I believe the answer is no, structure won't stifle your creativity. You've got to come to your own conclusion. And I think it's something worth thinking about. You deserve to take some time to have a think about that and to have a look at what is going on in your life and business, and is it getting you the results that you want? Okay, so if you've enjoyed this and you've got value from it, please comment, let me know your questions. I'm just looking at the time, I've got to run now unfortunately. But if you pop your answers in the comments, I will come back, I'll get a little notification and I will come back and I will answer it later for you. And also, if you would like to talk more about what we've been talking about today or any of the other topics in the other shows, this is on every Wednesday, by the way, 4:30 p.m. GMT and 11:30 a.m. EST. So yeah, either let me know what you would like to cover, comment on this, share it out. But if you want to talk for yourself about your own business, then I've popped a link into the first comment, and you can just book a free introductory call with me. There's no obligation. It's just a 15-minute chat, so you can see. And I guarantee you from that you're going to come away with at least one strategy, tip or insight to help you with what your single biggest challenge is with your creative business right now. Okay, I'm going to head off now. It's been lovely chatting with you today. Can't wait to see you again next week. Remember, have a fantastic week and enjoy your creative flow. Bye.